to Food Review UK. My name is Stuart and this is Top of the Hops, where I drink beer and tell you what I think about the beer that I am drinking. I'm going to be drinking a beer by the Wild Beer Co. I believe I've done one other Wild Beer Co. beer on the channel. Back in the day, I drank Sourdough by Wild Beer Co. Wild Beer Co. are, for me, a very, very hit and miss brewery. Some of the beers are really, really good, and some of them I find quite disappointing and bland. There were a brewery that when I first started getting into different kinds of beers, I found quite exciting because some of them were very different, but with the sour beers and stuff. But I found that as I've got more into beers, this is a brewery that I've bought less and less from. I picked this up today though. This is a can, obviously. Great review in there, Stuart. This is a can. This is a can of Sleeping Limes, which is a lime sea salt beer. They don't actually tell you what style of beer it is. They say, what is it? A lager, a goes, a sour, all or none of the above. Put simply, it's the most refreshing beer we've ever brewed. Although it does state ?lager on the can. This is a can. Very simple, but that is a wicked looking can. I know a certain man who would love the design of that can with that very bold. Oh, I'm talking like him now. I'm describing colours and designs as bold. A very bold green colour. I like the different font work. I like the simplicity of it. That stark black with the bright, almost metallic chartreuse I'm going to go for. I've had a beer called Sleeping Lemons by a Wild Beer before, which I'm imagining is a similar beer, but lemon rather than lime, and I found it wholly underwhelming. So, who knows what I'll think about this. Other people have said they like Sleeping Lemons, so maybe it's just me. I paid £2.19 for this beer, as you can see, because the price is still on it. I bought it from a shop called Mosley Organic and Fine Foods, which is in the fine northern town of Mosley, where I lived for several years, and don't live anymore, if you're thinking about stalking me. And they have a reasonable selection of beers for what is essentially an organic and whole food shop. They've got a couple of racks of local beers and craft beers and stuff. So I saw this today and I thought I would pick it up to review for the channel. 4.6%. What am I expecting? I'm expecting refreshing liminess. I'm expecting a hit of salt, which makes me think it probably is a goes style beer. Salty, sour, nice, delicious liminess. What am I worried about? I'm worried it's going to taste like green opal fruits. Now, I enjoy a green opal fruit. In fact, if I were put on the spot to name my favourite opal fruit, sure, mate, I genuinely didn't do that on purpose either. That wasn't me being ironic and calling them opal fruits. I'd completely forgotten that. But when did they change the name? That's terrible. We're talking 25 years since they failed to be called opal fruits. Starburst for anyone under the age of, I don't know, even my age. Opal fruits. I wish I'd done it ironically, because that'd be it wouldn't be funny, but at least it wouldn't be a sign of early onset senility, which is possibly what's happening here. Anyway, I hope it don't taste like that, because whilst I like them, I don't want my beer to taste like that. I'm hoping that it's not going to be especially sweet. Right, let's pour it into the glass and drink the beer to help us forget the impending onset of senility. It smells like a ghost. It's got a salty smell. Imagine a citrusy seaside. Imagine a day at the beach, perhaps in your favourite childhood seaside destination. So it might be Blackpool, if that's the way you roll. It could be Great Yarmouth on the Norfolk coast, for example, if you were a young Mr. Chode. Imagine that filtered through perhaps the wrapper. A wrapper. We take a wrapper of a green opal fruit. We poke holes in it with a pin. We hold it over our nose, and we take a good deep breath of the seaside air. And that's what we're getting here. The colour is the colour of beer. It's very, very pale. It looks lagery. It smells a bit lagery, but like I say, with that hint of sea salt, which makes me hope for a goes. Right, let's drink the beer and stop talking nonsense. Oh, one more. How clearly that shows on the camera. That is quite a lager-esque head. Worries, lager worries. The onset panic and anxiety when faced with a beer that you weren't expecting to be lagery, weren't expecting to necessarily be lagery, which is panning out to be quite a lagery proposition. It's got some flavour. It's definitely got some saltiness. It comes across as a light ghost style beer. It's not especially sour. I'd like more of a sourness. I'd like my limes to give me more of a sour kick. Whereas what the limes are doing is providing an almost mustiness. I don't really like it. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. There is a saltiness to it. I'm saying if I blind taste tested this and I had to guess what beer style it was, I would say it was a ghost. But it's not sour enough for me. Not enough of anything, and the liminess gives it a slight mustiness. It's not great. It's what is a trend? It's a very low 2 stars. Not awful by any means, but not tremendous at all. A bit naff. That's Sleeping Limes by the Wild Beer Co. Thank you for watching Top of the Hops, and don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and check out the podcast Froco Unwrapped, where you can hear this voice without having to see this face. Bye-bye. Look, you would not be able to tell that there was a man behind that beer. It's so opaque.